Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Alex Cloud 2275 stream. Hope you're all doing well this fine day. I'm doing good. Filled with frenzied, frantic, fornicacious anticipation to bring you another fantastic episode of Final Fantasy XVI for my gaming pleasure and your viewing pleasure. Again, if you're on Twitch, do say hello. Let me know how you're doing. Let's chat a bit. All that jazz. If you're on YouTube, why are you not following my Twitch? See what I'm playing now. See what things I'm doing with myself. What new games have come out. What new series I have created. And then do any likes, follows, comments, or subscribes that you may wish you want to do, now or in the future. For now, we're going to return to Eastpool. Through the dim. It's a fine hound. Alright. What we got here? Heatwave, Flames of Rebirth, Will of the Wisps, and Heatwave. You know what? We'll swap that. Go back to Scarlet Cyclone. That'll be our... Put that on Will of the Wisps. I suppose I don't have the ability points to get that just yet. That's where we're at with that. That's for multi-enemies. That's for single enemies. And we'll leave that open for now. And see what else we got. But we want to test out that Flames of Rebirth. That's what we want to do. Cool. Abilities, attributes. Now I just need more level and experience points. More potions. Ah, there we go. Potions. Exactly what I was looking for. And the blights from the Deadlands.
Torgal, what is it?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
Oh, that's a lot of potions. Oh, something's happening. Oh, towns ablaze. Damn.
What happened here?
The guy's just
Imperials.
poking him with a sword.
You'll pay for this.
We've got a live one.
Remember our orders? No survivors!
Who would order such a thing?
Over here. Don't let them get away. Get him! did you, Branded? You were born as a slave, and you'll die one. Not this time. Kill all the ducal dogs! Ducal dogs? Nay, we're innocent people! Too slow. Sick of Torgal. Don't let them get away. It's over. There, boy. Not this time. Stay down. Get him, boy! Wake! All must burn! The bearers and those who sheltered them. By Empress Annabella's command!
That is the wrong voice for that guy.
My mother ordered this. Why?
Clive.
I know. You can wait. You know what to do, boy. Give them all you've got, boys. Get him, boy. There, boy.
sorry, Lady Hannah. You deserved so much better. All of these people did. Better than my mother.
We're too late. Gav. Clive.
Acting on the orders of the Duchess, eh? We knew East Pool was harbouring bearers. Thought they were safe enough hidden up here, but someone must have let slip. If they'd have only come to us sooner, none of this would have had to happen. Fuck!
My mother always did despise bearers. The way Father embraced them when the other nations spat on them as slaves. The way an accident of birth gave them a power that others lacked.
But why kill everyone? They meant no harm. They just wanted to be free.
This world judges that a crime punishable by death. Which is why we're going to change it. Gav, we want to help.
Thought you'd got your own stuff to be getting on with.
We do. But it can wait.
In that case, we should head back and tell Sid you've had a change of heart. He was always on it yet to join us.
All right.
And we'd best be quick. Last I heard, he was planning another excursion.
What about the villagers?
Aye. Can I leave yous lot to take care of things here?
Of course. We'll make sure they get a proper burial.
Thank you. All of you.
When you're ready, then.
Now, rats, lead me to your nest. Lord Kupka has a message for your leader. If only he knew where to send it.
The only option is to go to the hideaway. Okay. Righting
Sid
wrongs.
Solar, then. We have a lot to discuss.
I want to swap that out a bit. I want number 1 to be the one I've got there. Number 2, we can do Rising Flames and a Cyclone. That one and that one. And what we'll do is we'll replace the quick shots with these superpowers, which will be our next big purchase, 1500. Okay.
Look what the curl dragged in. Go on then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here.
Ah, I didn't end up... Oh, maybe I did. Cooldown time and those are damage. Oh, so they are slightly different.
Is that all?
Can you see I'm busy here? So, what'll it be? Anything else?
Clive! You're alright! I thought you might be... Oh!
We'll go take you back to normal. Nope, Invictus still. We like Invictus.
I heard Otto
Clive,
barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
What do you suppose it could be?
Petals stand up to the sun. The rose fears not his shade. Earth soak in tears of blood. Tonight his oath is made.
Our friends.
Take us.
I heard you lost someone in Eastbourne. I'm sorry. If there's anything you need, just say the word.
Very well. Learn your...
Good day. Or...
Give your man his information about the adventures. We have
what
adventured.
subject shall we consider today?
Oh, well, this is all red now. Okay. Go characters. Red. Revenge exacted. Koopa's awakening as the dominant of the Achaean Titan thrust him into the foremost of the politics, winning him influence over the Republic's armies and its policy making, as well as personal fortune. His greatest treasure, however, was Benedicta Harmon, so when the servant of Willade informed him that his love had been slain by Cid, his fury toward the outlaw and his allies knew no bounds. Right, who's missing a read through then? Rodney. No, Hannah Murdoch. Wife of Rodney Murdoch, Lord Commander. Since her marriage, she resided in Murdoch Manor in Eastpool, remaining there even as her husband's death at Phoenix Gates. Alas, her time was to be cut short at the hands of the villainous servants of Empress Arabella. The Apothecary, a place of worship located in the depths of Phoenix Gate, an ancient stronghold on the northwest border of the former Duchy of Rosaria. A large mural dominates the sacred chamber with the rite of ancestral communion, a ceremony carried out by the Duchy's dominants prior to marching back into battle was once performed. Ducan loyalists. Oh wow. Okay, those who maintain allegiances to the late Archduke Elwyn and work for the revival of the foreign duchy after it was incorporated into the empire. Most swore loyalty to their vicereine, the Empress, even more converting after they saw how those who refused to change their allegiances were persecuted. The persecution was only to grow, culminating in the burning of Eastpool by Imperial troops, and the pretext that their reluctance to surrender bearers to the Constantly proved disloyalty to the Holy Throne. The term had a different meaning in the time of imperial occupation. Rosaria is founded by the union of several small independent nations, each led its own noble house. These houses remained powerful even after unification. Something led to the friction between the loyalists who argued for the Archduke's ultimate authority and the separatists who pushed for their return to autonomy. Eastpool. Hamlet located in the south ward. In the aftermath of the Phoenix Gate in 860, the Ironblood invasion followed. Many fled there, including the bearers, who had lost their masters. The majority of the population, however, was wiped out by the culling of the bearers ordered by Empress, and the village now lies abandoned and in ruins. Purging of Eastpool was a brutal attack. Anna Bernadette Lossage, Holy Empress of Sabrecure, all bearers being harboured by the villagers be slaughtered, along with those Ducal loyalists who had given them shelter. In the ensuing massacre, Eastpool's population was effectively decimated. Ultimately, the village was abandoned. The Vice-Regency. After the incorporated of Rosaria into the Empire, Emperor Sylvester elected to rule the new province directly, but to make the Viceroy with Roslin as its provincial capital. Provincial. Province. Okay, Koopa's fiefdom, a nation formed in the Federation of Five Forest Mates, located in the southern half of the continent. Home to the Mother Crystal is the Drake's Fang. Inside the castle of Kazaz, home to Gupta, dominant of the Titan, warden of the Earth. A castle built in a dome-like mountain that contains Drake's Fang. His primary resident, Gupta, dominant of the Titan, is lavishly appointed to suit his extravagant tastes. Cool. Oh, no, wait, there's another one. Where are you hiding? Oh, there you go, Phoenix Gate. The remains of the fortress destroyed in the year 860 of what comes to be known as the Night of Flames. The castle invasion by the Sabrecur's assassins and the battle between the two icons of fire that arose in its wake. Ancient ruins lie beneath and are reached by means of an underground pathway. Prior to Rosaria becoming an imperial province, the gate was of great importance to the people of the duchy, being the site of the rite of ancestral communion. Mysteries of the Realm. Ancient mural. A wall painting found in the depths of the Apothecary at Phoenix Gate. Who created it and for what purpose is unknown, but the celestial being is the centre of the suggestion between some long-lost religion. Echoes. They are strange constructs often encountered in fallen ruins. The question to whether they are truly alive is open to debate. They do not appear to require water, nor they feed on the flesh of their victims, as beasts do. Similarly exist slowly to protect their habitat from intruders. All echoes are encased in protective plating that is made from the same material as the ruins and thus cannot be destroyed. Though repeated blows will cause individual plates to dislodge, eventually causing the entire construct to collapse on itself. Okay. Ultimate Thralls. Twisted glowing blue creatures awaited Clive and Jill deep within the Phoenix Gate, trying to prevent them from gaining the innermost recesses of the Apothecary. Bestiary. The Iron Giants, oversized suits of armor animated by lost fallen magics, Deceptively swift despite the size, they wield both sword and shield skillfully and effectively. The otherworld plate which surrounds their vulnerable cores provide them with nigh impenetrable defense.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Do you need any help, Miss Molly?
I don't know. You could rinse and chop these greens for the stew, I suppose.
To our friends, and to those who might have been.
We can keep running, or we can walk through this door.
I haven't got anywhere to go.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness, and in turn salvation, can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings,
We are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
I don't think...
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the Blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men.
Of course. You're right.
Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do. Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Arthur. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
New crafting recipes at the Black Hammer.
There's work enough here for 100, and not nearly enough able bodies to see it all done. The Hideaway is lucky to have you and Jill.
We're low on gig and toad oil and curial greens. Should I put an order in with Lady Karen?
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
Very well.
Good day. Or... Now this, I believe you will find most interesting.
The Continental Accords, an international pact made at the dawn of the present era in which such matters such as the treatment of bearers and the establishment of well-made currencies were laid out. They form the basis much of Vesteria's society as well as it stands today, including the branding of bearers and their status as non-persons. It would also put in place a universal calendar marking the symbolic fresh start for mankind, albeit one which put magic users at a crippling disadvantage. Wow, that's a lot for the founder. Alright, the founder. Fear and uncertainty reigned over the early years following the sins of Desmgeeks. Not wanting to further incur the wrath of the heavens, few survived the fall, took to wandering the land, sparing magic and staying in the shadows. And so they lived for decades. One man grew tired of this life, if it could be called that, and after bidding his companions farewell, climbed a grassy knoll overlooking a forest of beech and adder. Here he gathered the pile of rubble and used it to make a humble shelter, in which he spent the night. The next morning, however, instead of abandoning his work, as was his people's wont, he gathered more rocks, adding to the structure until the shelter had become a shack. This he continued for days as week until the shack became a home. At first, those few wanderers who passed the knoll would shun him, cursing the man under their breath for his hubris. But as the estate grew, one building became two, two became three, and the people began to show their steps, and it was not long before it took to joining him on that knoll, gathering stones, building new lives, new destinies. This they did without magics or machines, without boon or blessing. They relied on naught but their hands, their backs and their wills, and each other. And slowly the house gave way to a village, the village to town, a nation. The man would one day die, as all men do, but those who remained continued his legacy, expanding upon it Though his name was eventually forgotten, his spirit lives on unto this day in the hearts of all Rosarians. Legend of the founder, Moss the Chronicler.
What subject shall we consider today?
Okay. Clive. Following the massacre at Eastpool, he pledges himself to Cid's cause to free all Valisthea from its bonds, not only those between the bearers and master, but those between man and Mother Crystal. Crystal bearers. He unearthed a shocking truth that the Mother Crystals were the cause of the all-consuming blight, and he made plans to seek the Mother's fall, that Valisthea and her people might be saved. As the Battle of Barromus Thor, Dio is the dominant of Bahamut, warden of the light, and has often been called upon by his echo in defense by his own countrymen, when Odin took the battlefield against him in the Battle of Dion. Okay. The High Cardinal. First and foremost of the 5 cardinals who made up the Council of Elders, second only to the Holy Emperor and the Imperial Government, it is his role to lead the council in governing in the Emperor's stead. Providing the latter does not overrule his decision, his authority is absolute. Emperor of the Empire, who won his throne, at least partly due to the virtue of his son, Deacon Averwading, as the dominant of Beholden. Cool. Lay of the land. What have we got left here? So much to read. The goddess made flesh according to Gorgarian faith, who served unquestionably the sworn knights of the Blessed Dragon, known more commonly as dragoons. Okay, it's the Drake's Head. We've read stuff like that before. Council of Elders, advisors to the Holy Empire, and the highest body of government in the Empire. The council consists of 5 cardinals from the Church, who intend to rule in the Empire's stead. The Emperor, meanwhile, is expected to serve as a constitutional monarch, but there is little to prevent one who wishes to impose their will upon the council from playing an autocratic role. Flame, the capital of the Holy Empire of San Procure, located in the northeastern storm on the peninsula that dominates Albius Bay, is home to the Mother Crystal known as the Drake's Head. All the Empire's major constituents are located there, including White Worm Castle, the seat of the Holy Empire, and the meeting place of the Cardinals. The senior statesmen that make up the highest office of the government in San Procure after the Empire themselves, the Council of Elders. The council is comprised of the High Cardinal, representative of the central San Procure and the holy capital of Oriflamme, and the 4 cardinals who administer the outer provinces, northern, southern, eastern, and western. Okay. Whiterun Castle, towering citadel on which the Holy Emperor of San Procure rules his entirely of his demons? No, I'm not going to get the word. With the Mother Crystal rising above the Imperial capital, the Oriflamme spread out the ivory edifice, a true wonder to behold. Drake's Head, the Mother Crystal of the Sea of Grace in the northern San Procure, the Drake's Head towers over the holy capital of Oriflamme, its mighty form a testament to the power and permanence of the Empire. However, mysterious Aether floods and the spectre of ever-encroaching blight have led some in power to call the permanence into question. The Breadbasket, a region overlooking the Strait of Aura in the eastern part of San Procure. The bounty provided by its rich soil fed the Empire for generations until the ever-encroaching blight intervened, displacing thousands in the process, a disturbance which played no small part in the troubles that were later engulfed in the Imperial capital. The Crystalline Dominion is a tiny independent state straddling the continent of Storm and Ash. Its capital, Twinside, is built in the tiny Isle of Ark, from which the Mother Crystal Drake's tail rises. The lack of the dominant has seen the Dominion become subject to constant maneuvering over the years, both politically and militarily, and it was only through the recent convening of the Council of All Nations that a non-aggression treaty towards the neutral body was forged. Stability among centuries-old rivals that can be achieved. The Strait of Aurora is a narrow channel north of the crystalline dominion that separates the continent of storm and ash from the Sunbreaker west, Whaley to the east, and the Dominion of the south. Its shores are never short of soldiers or political tensions. The Gregorian Church, the state religion of the Holy Empire of Sunbreaker, whose followers worship the goddess Gregor as the one true deity. At the church's head stands the Holy Emperor, voted into office. His yellow cardinal, supposedly their equal, though it's widely recognized to be the convenient friction. The followers Gregor worship the dragons as the servants of the goddess, and since the founding days of the empire, have both doted on dependent on them. Ooh. Oh, so much homework. The Mother Crystals. Though people of Asteria rely on the crystals mined from these mountains everyday lives, then flock to the ether-rich lands around them in pursuit of their blessing. Cid posts that it's in fact the Mother Crystals and their ability to draw ether from the earth that is the reason for its advance. Few who learn the truth are hunted down by those in positions of power, those whose power rests on the control of such a crucial resource. And bombs. We haven't read bombs. Floating masses of self-contained flames found across both ash and storm. These creatures lack the flesh with which to associate with a typical fauna, leading to scholars of the natural world to poise that they are not descendants of any beast, but rather ungodly creatures of the fallen. By suppressing their internal furnaces, bombs can allow their bodies to cool and harden, appearing not more than a simple stone, unworthy of remark. It is in this form that they hunt their prey, waiting until the unfortunate soul has stumbled upon the place of rest before rising from the ground to spew forth fiery gouts of death. Oddly, should the prey fight back, the bombs will not flee, but rather combust spontaneously, sacrificing its own life to save the flock.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Haven't you done that so many times? Do you need any help, Miss Molly?
I don't know.
Clive, was it?
Rinse and chop these greens for the stew, I suppose.
The reports from Eastpool are disturbing. We knew the Viceroy had no love for her subjects, but to order the slaughter of an entire village.
It's all gone.
Glenn the Gloria.
Letter. No, oh please, no!
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damned pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Cid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Cid. They're gonna skin me alive.
You'll be in trouble if I don't.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Cid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Cid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Unless it won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sandbreck as soon as I can.
Sandbreck.
To send a message.
That's what it's called. Not Sandbreck here. Sandbreck.
He's never this late. I can't help but fear the worst. Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then I ask a favour of you. I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
Clive, was it?
What you got for me, buddy?
Make it quick. So, what'll it be?
Ah. New weapons. Reinforcements. What reinforcements can you offer me? Nothing.
That it? Fine.
Blur, careful not to set that breath alight, Kupo.
I see I'm busy here. What's that for you, dear?
It's the... Ooh, Stonecry and Fire Show together. Okay. Yeah,
No
sure.
scratches, right?
I don't think I can buy one of those.
That it? Fine.
Oh. That's a very different weapon, is it not?
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The Holy Capital. And what business would you lot have in... On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
There we go. Lionheart. Okay.
You're rubbing
Sure,
me
why not?
blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, summat foul's brewing, and it ain't Tyre's borbile tea. Oh, just go and see Otto, will you?
All right.
Speak with Otto. And what are you? You'll be the new sword appearance, won't you?
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy. We'll
Clive, was it?
Do you need any help, Miss Molly?
I don't know.
Take a seat,
You could
Clive.
rinse and chop.
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. But that's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This?
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman? Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Alliant reports unlocked. Okay. Alliant reports are now available for viewing. You speak to Gort at the Alliant report counter in the Hideaway Mess. These reports, compiled by the Curse Breakers, contain information on quests currently available across Valisthea.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Oh, you're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service. Well, at the Hideaway service, anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Curse Breakers. Or any other willing volunteers. And there's no shortage of problems, I can tell you. Or maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all.
Ask about Gort.
Me?
I do what Otto tells you. Suppose you could say I'm his right-hand man. He's a hard master, but not nearly as hard as my old one was. When that man beat me bloody and threw me out onto the streets to die, it was Otto who found me and took me in. The way I see it, I owe him. I also help him look after the ledgers, as well as reading through all the reports coming in from the allies across the Twins. And if that makes someone out there, if it sounds like someone out there needs our help, I can make notes so I can point any willing volunteers in the right direction.
What'd you say?
So what do you say? Are you willing? There's no surer way to turn Otto's frown, well, a little less frowny.
Here you go.
Finding new quests. Use God's Alliance report not only to find quests around Valisthea, but also travel immediately to the obelisk waypoints where they're located. Ah. I see. While the cat's away at Martha's Rest, And we've got the welcoming tree and dying on a vine there.
Think you can help?
Oh, okay, that's fair. Right. Cool. Well, we're going to do some side quests when we come back, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Do any likes, follows, comments, and subscribes that you may wish on to do, and I'll catch you in the next one.